Hey, what's going on, everybody? Um, Welcome back to another edition of the Real Mojo Point of View and Sports Reviews, the podcast edition. Man, we had a busy week. We had a crazy NFL week, man. Like this NFL week was crazy here. Um, oh, I gotta salute the Falcons and the owner Arthur Blank for finally firing Dan Quinn. He also got rid of the general manager, also Thomas Dimitrov. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Um, the just them blowing the huge leads. You know they lost the game the other day. They lost the game Sunday. You know, um, but just you know them blowing like the big leads is crazy. Every time you turn around, they got a 20-point lead, a 17-point lead, and they blow it. They ended up losing to Carolina on Sunday, 23-16. But like just like enough is enough. You know, going back to that Super Bowl loss to New England. You know, when is enough? You know, and they finally got tired of it. You know, um, Le'Veon Bell and the New York Jets they parted ways today. They parted ways today. You know, that's been a bad relationship. You know, what has he been there? A year and a half, 2 years, maybe we'll give him 2 years. And no 100-yard games. He only played about 17 games in the 2 seasons. Made 27 million though. You know, you got to respect that. Made 27 million. It won it out, and today he's out. You know, he's out of there today. They lost Sunday to the Arizona Cardinals. Big time loss, 30-10. But there's a couple highlights thrown in there this weekend too. Ryan Fitzpatrick. He went out to San Francisco and turned into Ryan Fitzmagic. You know what I'm saying? And led the Dolphins to a huge win over the 49ers. And when I tell you the score, this is really the score. 43-17 Dolphins over San Francisco. Like let it sink in. 43-17 over San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Fitzpatrick ended up with 350 yards passing. So it's Fitz magic, and everybody was loving it, man. He had everything going. Every time he hit the sideline, everybody was all over him. Even Tua. Tua was all over him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like the dude just got it, man. He's one of the most likable dudes. It seems like he's one of the most likable dudes in the NFL. You know, um, I mean, what's not to like about him? Every time, interviews, he come out there with the shirt unbuttoned and the 20 gold chains with the chest here. You know, he's just a cool dude, man. He's a fun dude, and that's good for the locker room. That's good for the locker room. Pittsburgh Steelers rookie Chase Claypool, big receiver out of Notre Dame. He's going at about 6'4", 230. Came out and smashed like just 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 straight up came out and put the smash on Philadelphia. He ended up with a rushing touchdown and three receiving touchdowns. I mean, that's a record in itself. Never been done by a rookie in NFL history, a rookie receiver rather. Three receiving touchdowns and a rushing touchdown in one game. You know, he did a good job, and I think it's looking like more and more. Ben is starting to lean on him more and more, because for some reason, not some reason, we know what the reason is. Juju Smith-Schuster can't get open. He can't get open. He can't get deep. And now this is going back, you know, few years back when Antonio Brown was there. You know, Juju was voted team MVP or whatever, but Antonio Brown was on shaky ground. He was on his way out of Pittsburgh, and I think Juju ended up with like 2 or 3 more catches on the season, and he's making little comments. He was taking a couple photos with Antonio Brown in the background, watching him celebrate and all this, but not knowing. And he knew, but he just thought he was better than what he was. But when the double team and the defensive scheme is made for Antonio Brown, you're gonna get open and catch a lot of balls, young man. A lot of balls. So now, when the scheme is built for you, I mean, because last year when they played New England, it wasn't even a scheme. They just put Gilmore on him and no catches, 1 catch. I think 1 catch for like 17 yards, something like that. So it's a little bit tough sledding. And he had a couple touchdowns early this season due to Big Ben being back. But Chase Claypool also scored in those games also. And I just feel like Ben likes the big receiver, like Plexico, and there's another one they had, Martavis Bryant. So I think Ben is into those type of receivers. He's into like Jesse James, like 6'4" and up guys, outside of Antonio Brown, which is just far more superiorly talented than everybody else. He's going to get open regardless. And next week is going to be an interesting matchup: Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Pittsburgh 4-0, Cleveland 4-1. Steelers had to miss that game, postpone the game with Tennessee, so they're a game behind. But that Cleveland Pittsburgh game is going to be something to see, and that's a 1:00 game. That's an early game. And not Pittsburgh, but Cleveland, they went down. Well, Indianapolis came down to Cleveland, and the Browns handled business. 32-23. Baker Mayfield had a good game. 247 yards. He threw 2 interceptions, but he also threw 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry, they both played well. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. And it's a divisional matchup, too. So Pittsburgh undefeated, Cleveland with 1 loss. So, it's a big game, and it's a big game early in the season for both teams. So we'll see who can handle the pressure. Ben can handle the pressure. He's been there before. We're gonna see if Baker can handle the pressure, and which defense steps up and comes to play. This series developing bad blood since Myles Garrett did what he did. So this series is developing bad blood. So you just wait to see what exactly is gonna happen. Is it gonna be a clean game? Is it gonna be a little chippy, a little rough? We'll wait, and we anticipating a clean game, but they can go either way. Big time shock, huge shock also took place on Sunday. The Las Vegas Raiders went down to Kansas City and took it to the Chiefs. And I mean, at one point towards the end of the game, they was up 2 touchdowns. They ended up winning. They ended up winning 40-32, but they was up 16 at in the fourth quarter, and Kansas City couldn't pull it out. Kansas City's not looking so tough. The defense is not doing a job, and you get pressure on Pat Mahomes, any quarterback, but the Raiders got a good amount of pressure on Pat Mahomes all day, and it wore on him towards the end of the game, and then they actually, towards the end of the game, they actually got to him, and not sacks, but they got to him and got hits on him, and the pressure made him uneasy. He had to rush some passes, couldn't get his full follow through, couldn't throw the receiver open, couldn't lead because the guys was just right in his face, and that was a good job by the Raiders. And then Josh Jacobs ran for 77 yards, and they I forget the other running back, the backup running back, but he had some big runs in the second half, particularly the third quarter. So and that's kind of cause for concern because Kansas City haven't looked too tough this season anyway. Pat Mahomes haven't been as on point as he usually is because he threw his first interception against the Raiders, but the game before that against San Diego, he threw two right into the DB's hands. They just couldn't catch it. I mean, and it wasn't like he put zip on those passes. Those was like placement passes that the guys just couldn't catch. That the interceptions, they just couldn't secure those passes. So I don't know. That might be cause for concern for some people. And the Cowboys played. The Cowboys played Sunday, and we saw one of the worst injuries that we've seen in a long time. Dak Prescott with a compound fracture and dislocation of his ankle, of his right ankle. I feel bad for Dak for a few reasons, and I'm gonna get to it in a little while. I just want to get through a couple more of these games. But Dallas ended up pulling the game out. They ended up pulling the game out 37-34. And that is a problem in Dallas. And I'm saying it's defense because the Giants came in averaging 12 points. And they had 17 points in the first quarter, I believe. I mean, they came out and brought it straight to Dallas's defense. Dallas got a high payroll. They got high-profile players, and something's wrong over there in Dallas. I don't know if it's the coach. I don't know. The owner is definitely a problem. The owner and the general manager, definitely a problem. But it's other stuff going on, man. Those guys are too comfortable. Then you got the one guy saying, you can't be out there playing for the full 60 minutes at 100%. And I don't know what that's all about, but you that's what you're out there to do. That's what you're out there to do because the week before it was just embarrassment against Cleveland. But that's that. And the Sunday night game was a thriller. It went down to the actual wire. Went down to the actual went 4th and goal, sorry. And fourth quarter, game on the line. The Seahawks down 20-26, and Russell Wilson hit DK Metcalf for a touchdown on 4th down. Last play of the game. Last gas. That's it. And he was saying some interesting things about DK Metcalf. He said he feels like he got a chance to be one of the best receivers to ever play the game. Everybody knows he's physically imposing, 6'4", about 235, 240, like just jacked up. But Russell Wilson, he said it. They worked out a lot over the summer, the off season, safely as they could. And they just rep after rep after rep, perfecting things because DK Metcalf's a young guy. This is his second year, and for Russell Wilson, the front runner for the MVP, might I add, not Aaron Rodgers. I don't know where that came from. To have that much confidence in a young receiver at that time of the game, when you got a veteran like Tyler Lockett and Greg Olsen out there, and his own legs, because they was maybe like on the 5 or 6 yard line, but 4th and 10, he dropped back and looked for DK Metcalf and found him. Dropped the pass to play before. So it was all DK Metcalf. He hit him with about a 40-yard pass on that drive and another short pass, maybe 10, 12 yards. So that whole drive was about Russ and DK Metcalf. So I think it's cool that he got the confidence in the young dude, and he just continues to work with him, build with him, gain chemistry and all that. Because the week before, Tyler Lockett had 3 touchdowns. So Russ is getting that ball out. He's spreading the ball all around, man. And I don't know how he's not the front runner for the MVP. I don't know how he never got a vote for MVP. That's crazy in itself. But, that's another conversation for another day. Over in Los Angeles, the Chargers, Anthony Lynn, the head coach, officially said, Justin Herbert is the guy going forward. And you feel bad for Tyrod Taylor because this happened a couple times to him. Over in Buffalo, Allen's there. Now you got over here, and you got Josh Allen over in Buffalo, and now over here you got Justin Herbert, who outplayed Drew Brees last night, just like he outplayed Tom Brady the week before. This kid got it. He got it. He's legit. I just don't like the way he got the job, but I mean, talent-wise, he definitely deserved it. He was making throws yesterday that was just crazy. Like he was making. He can make all the throws. He's a big dude, 6'6", 240. He can move, and he's not afraid to stand in the pocket and take those hits. He's a complete quarterback. He does it all, and he deserved the job. I just don't like the way he got it. But and his arm is live. His arm is live. He's going down the field, throwing ropes, 60 yards, boom. Not too much air under it and accurate. He can see it all. He's 6'6". He can see everything, Yeah, man. So he took over the starting job. Tyrod Taylor. So now the Chargers now got the best backup in the NFL probably because it was the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton. But since Dak went down with the terrible injury, Andy Dalton had to step in. Andy Dalton made 2 great throws down the stretch. We got to give him credit. We can't he been a starter. He been to the playoffs 5, 6, 7 years in a row. So he's 0-4 in the playoffs, but he never had a team like this. And he's probably going to get a home game if they can win this division. They're 2-3 and they're in first place. So he's if he can win this division from Philly, he'll get a home game in the playoffs. I don't know what that means, but that's what it is. And then tonight, Buffalo and Tennessee capped off the week after Tennessee just a bunch of positive COVID tests over the last 2 weeks. I think the last 14 or 15 days, they had about 20 cases or more. And everybody finally checked out, got cleared, 2 negative tests, and they took on Buffalo and they took out Buffalo. And I'm talking to the tune of 42-16. Straight domination. No, that game was never in doubt, never in question. Never in question. They came out and did what they had to do the whole time, all night. And it wasn't a big rushing game from Derrick Henry. It was just controlled short passes. Ryan Tannehill is really stepped up and became one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Ryan Tannehill. That's cool to see too because he was in Miami on his last leg. So sometimes it is just a team, or you're a team, a coach, or maybe a system away from reaching the potential that people saw in you or not. Because he stayed in Miami, then he would have fell victim to Tua. He ended up coming over and making Marcus Mariota his victim. So Mariota is on the bench. He could be the best backup in the league too. I don't know. Hit me with a comment. Let me know who's the best backup quarterback in the league. Hit me with the comment. We can't say Andy Dalton no more because he's starting now. Don't forget we got Robert Griffin out there too as a backup. So that's also an option. But so I just want to go back to Dak for a minute, and I've been saying it. You can go back, videos, podcasts, all that. You check me out on all major streaming services too, on podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Check me out, man. Real Mojo Point of View and Sports Reviews, and same handle on YouTube. But speaking on Dak, from the beginning of the year, when off season, the contract negotiation, the big tug of war, right? Um, he didn't get the contract he wanted. He's a free agent, I think restricted or whatever, like something like that. So they hit him with the franchise tag, and now, he didn't get the security he wanted. He didn't get the long-term deal he wanted, and now look at him. He just had one of the worst injuries ever. His bone was coming out of his leg through the skin, which causes major infection. So they took him immediately and did the surgery Sunday night. He was in. They cleaned the wound, and did everything Sunday night to keep the infection down. And I guess everything went well, which is great. Which is great. Speedy recovery to Dak. But the contract situation, because if they didn't pay him when he was winning games, winning playoff games, winning divisions, winning offensive rookie of the year, what makes them think they're gonna pay him now? After he just had for most a career-ending injury. Oh, shout to Alex Smith too. Alex Smith had the worst injury that I ever seen in my young 42-year-old life. And he had 17 surgeries on his leg. That is crazy. And he had a life-threatening infection in the leg, which that's what made it the worst, because the infection was what almost took him away. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. He came back, threw his first pass. Well, played the rest of the game when Kyle Allen got hurt. So that was crazy in itself. That was a salute right there. Aaron Donald sacked him. He got a couple hits on him, and he over to the sideline. They had the camera on Aaron Donald. He said, "Man, that leg is strong, man." So Alex Smith was one of the more athletic quarterbacks too that the league had. Tall dude too, and he can run. He can move. But back to Dak, it's like he was on a record pace this year. Dak Prescott was on a pace to get 6,000 yards, which never been done before. He went through a lot. His mom passed away a few years ago, cancer. His brother ended up committing suicide this summer. And he had a lot of things going on family-wise. So, this season was being back in the season and with his team, all that, that was probably like, felt good, to be back around the guys in the locker room doing what you do and no distraction. The contract is a minor distraction to the loss of the family members and just the depression and all that stuff that he been going through, and then going out there, because I'm pretty sure his mind was made up. I ain't playing for the Cowboys next year. I'm about to go out here. I'm about to go off, prove what I'm worth, and get mine in the off season, right? Somewhere else. Then you had what happened, the tragic injury, man. I mean, like, tragic. His foot was like facing the complete opposite. So now, will he get another contract? Will he get another shot at this thing? They got it done quick. They got the surgery done quick. So what we hope is 6 or 7 months, We see him up running, moving, you know, and it ain't no pain, but like this is uncertain. We don't know what is coming out of this. You know, we don't know what's coming out of this, and the fact that he didn't get treated properly from his team, you know, that he did so much for, that in itself is like, dude. Because my thing is, if you don't feel like he's the quarterback for the future of the future, then you let him go. And his value's high, so you'll get whatever. You know, you let him go, let it ride, and then let the chips fall where they may. But you know, franchising him, and they was probably going to hit him again with another franchise next year, if that was possible. I'm not sure if he could look elsewhere and then catch a deal elsewhere, because that would have happened easy. That would have happened like boom, like that, no brainer. So you know, I just feel bad for him and the family for that. You know, they got to go through that. But you know, that is what it is. Injuries are part of the NFL, man. It's a huge part of the NFL. So you know, we'll go with that, and we'll just keep him in our thoughts, man, and hope he heals up right and get back out on the field and is at least 80% of what he was. So that would be great. You know, now we gotta salute the Los Angeles Lakers and King James. Got to, you got to. I'm a Celtics fan. Homie Rondo's over there. Homie Rondo, Rajon, congrats on the chip. But you gotta salute LeBron, and you have to respect the man's career. How is it LeBron just won a championship 48 hours ago, and I'm looking at a picture of Michael Jordan on this screen? Who's the GOAT? Will y'all stop, man? Let the dude enjoy his life, man. Let the dude enjoy his career. Let him enjoy the championship. He just won the championship. Let him enjoy it. How the hell we keep bringing up Michael Jordan every time LeBron do something? Why is that? Let's just stop comparing them. Forward and a guard. Mike's the best guard. LeBron's the best forward. Let's just leave it at that. Like, that's crazy. I don't get it. I don't get how that's a thing. I don't get how it's a thing. And we just keep doing it every time. Every time LeBron hit a milestone, here comes some Jordan facts. Every time, like, oh, will y'all stop, man? Let the dude live. He's the champ. He's the MV, he's the Finals MVP. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That is it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. So also this weekend salute to the Lakers. Salute to the Heat. Dude, Jimmy Butler. Dog, Jimmy Butler had an amazing run. Period. There's no getting around it what Jimmy Butler did. Pat Riley, get Jimmy Butler some money, please. You cannot let Jimmy Butler get up out of that building. Get him a crib over on Star Island. Jimmy Butler can't leave that building. He cannot leave that building. Y'all need Jimmy Butler way more than you know. Trust me. Everybody needed that. Like Jimmy Butler, he just got so many fans, bro, this playoff series, because everybody's like, oh, the Lakers been there for 90 days. Miami been there for 90 days too. And Jimmy Butler wasn't trying to go home. He wasn't trying to go, but he was so burned out, man, after that game 5. He couldn't even walk off the podium, B. He couldn't even walk off the podium. You know what I'm saying? And he came, and you could tell game 6, he didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. People was like, oh, LeBron shut him down. Nah. He didn't shut him down. I'm giving credit where it's due to LeBron, but he didn't shut Jimmy Butler down. Game 6. Jimmy Butler was done. Jimmy Butler was done. Jimmy Butler didn't even have to show up game 6. He did all he was finished, dude. He was burned out. He had to do a lot. he had to do a lot. Now the team got hit by injuries. You know, excuse me, they got hit by injuries. So he did a lot. He did a lot. He did enough to get it done. To get him there, not to get it done. Sorry, he did enough to get him there and make a name. And they was a surprisingly tough opponent because I thought it was 4-0, but Jimmy Butler was like, no, nah, 4-0. We're not going out like that. So now here's my question: next year, do the Lakers win it? Something's gonna happen to the Clippers. I think Paul George is out of there. I believe Paul George is out of there. So now Van Gundy is meeting with the Pelicans. Ty Lue is like emerging, the front runner for the Rockets. Um, I think Van Gundy's up there for the Rockets too. For the Rockets job too. They both the front runners up there, and Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell also. But what I want to know is, so next year, Portland, Utah, Denver. Get this. Golden State is back healthy. And they got the number 2 pick. Golden State is back healthy. So the Lakers as constructed, right? Big team beat you up, beat you down, and just get rid of you, right? If you can't win battles down low, and if you don't got what it takes out on the perimeter, Golden State got the best 2 shooters in the NBA history right now. So what I want to know is, and those is Draymond, but those is like bona fide championship players. They got Andrew Wiggins. I don't really like, I don't really, that don't really mean nothing to me, Andrew Wiggins. But the team, it's gonna be some, it's gonna be some change over there. There's gonna be some change over there, but man, when they get back, they coming for what's theirs, because the injuries took them out. Nobody beat them. The injuries took them out. So, and then over in the East, you got the Celtics. Doc Rivers is with Philly, but I don't think that's really gonna mean too much unless they get a point guard over there and do something with the Ben Simmons experiment. Either move him to the wing or get him out the building. Because that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work no more. It done ran its course. Them trying that and the process. It don't work. It's not gonna work. So I'll drop Philly down to like 5th. You go Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Boston, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. KD and Kyrie, which is probably going to go up to number 1. They're probably going to be the best team in the East. Regular season record wise, that's a lot of firepower right there. Then they got defense. They got rim protection. They have rim protection. So that's gonna be a lot of firepower over there. So Jared Allen, Wilson Chandler. They got Jamal Crawford, Spencer Dinwiddie. He can score. DeAndre Jordan. Karis LeVert. So they got scorers, and that's without even naming Kyrie and KD. They was in the playoffs. So you add Kyrie and KD this year, they probably would have walked away with the East if them dudes was healthy enough. But next year they're gonna be healthy and healthy enough to play. Then you got your guy. I don't know about Jamal Crawford. He's 40, but he's just like he's just ageless though, right? He's like Lou Williams to me. He's kind of ageless. So I don't know, man. That's gonna be a team to beat, man. That's gonna be a team to beat. So I say, so I'm about to flip that. Brooklyn, Boston, Miami, Milwaukee, and then fifth somewhere in there, you throw in Philly. So the East is kind of bulking up. The East is kind of bulking up when it used to be real soft. Um, I'm going Brooklyn taking the first place over there. They got to keep a couple of them dudes. They got to keep Wilson Chandler, Jarrett Allen, and them dudes. They locked up for a little while. Allen, Dinwiddie, they locked up for a little while. Tyler Johnson and DeAndre Jordan. So that's locked up. I think Karis LeVert is too. I think he's locked in too for another 2 years or whatever. But I mean, they got Taurean Prince, Lance Thompson. Listen, they got some pieces, man. They just so now, but so they got Steve Nash as the coach, but then Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving said they'll coach by committee. So Steve Nash, chill out. You coach on the weekends. We got the week. We got the Monday through Friday. You take the weekends and coach that when we ain't there because Kyrie probably ain't gonna play on the weekends. He probably gonna be hurt on the weekends. So and Kevin Durant is gonna do whatever Kyrie said want to do anyway. So uh that's crazy that I even said that. That's crazy. But it is what it is. Yeah, man. So that right there kind of and DeAndre Jordan, he's 32. Kevin Durant's 32. Kyrie Irving is what? 28. Wilson Chandler. So they're right there. They got a few more years. They got a few more years. They could come out of the East 2 or 3 times straight. So you heard it here first, man. I just had to put Brooklyn up to number 1 next year. I think Brooklyn's winning the East for the next 3 years. Granted, everybody can stay healthy. I got to go with Brooklyn winning the East. And one last thing before I get out of here. Teofimo Lopez, Vasily Lomachenko this weekend. I don't know about y'all. But I got Teofimo Lopez winning this fight. I've been watching him. I've been going back watching some fights. I'm impressed with the punching power in both hands. I'm impressed with the athleticism. He can get them punches off quick in small spaces. Vasily Lomachenko, pound for pound, number 1, I think still. Great. I just think Saturday night, we just about to witness kind of like the changing of that, because Teofimo Lopez is, to me, he's a special dude. He's a special dude. Both of them. If Vasily Lomachenko win the fight, it'll be like, hey, I thought wrong. I thought I saw something that wasn't there. And there's a lot of times too, dude's so good, Vasily's so good, it's like, because I don't really want him to lose. I don't really care. I just feel like my personal pick is I like Lopez to win the fight. Kind of like him in spectacular fashion. like lights out type of fashion. I can't predict the round, maybe like seventh to eighth, but I just don't know that Lomachenko can handle the power, and it could come either hand, left or right hand, and it could come real quick. It could come in close. It could come with distance from distance. So and then flip flop that. It's the same thing with Vasily Lomachenko. He could do the same thing, distance, in close, and he can just put on a masterpiece. He could just step it up because I don't even think we've seen the best of him yet. So that's what makes it tough. I don't even think we've seen the best of Loma yet, but I just feel like just a personal pick. I like I like Lopez in the fight. So we're gonna go with that, man, and hit your predictions. Give me your predictions. Lomachenko or Lopez in the fight Saturday night, man. Give me your predictions. All right, man. Everybody, y'all have a good night, man. I'm out of here.